Okay. So anyways, Paso, what happened? What happened next? Okay, 100% financing with marginal credit. Wow. And my old loan officer buddy said, if I got a mirror and they can fog it, they'll get a loan. Well, that's it. It was true. And so, real estate prices, which should have been driven by affordability, further driven by speculation. So what happened? What should have happened in 2005 is if the normal mortgage market was actually out there, where you actually had to qualify for a loan, you would not have seen the explosion of California and New York and Miami prices and Phoenix prices. Because people couldn't afford it, affordability factor got too low. But they gave investors and they gave anybody, they could fog a mirror, money, go buy, go buy, go buy. And that was the days when things were going up in Las Vegas at 15% a quarter. And I was out in California then, doing seminars like this in front of hundreds of people saying, guess what, 2005, you guys get your money out and put it somewhere safe. How about Austin, Texas? And it worked. To the tune of 400 homes in 3 years. But it should have been 4,000 homes. Because get your money out of an over-appreciating market, get into a market that's relatively safe, and ride out the storm. Okay, that's what I was telling them. And they're going, that's crazy. Our market's crazy. Why would I want to take my money out of this hyper-appreciation market where I'm printing money, so to speak, and I go, it's going to come to an end. Even my sister, who's a broker in California, I said, look, it's going to come to an end. She said, no, it's not. It'll go on forever. Just like Dell stock. It'll go on forever. So, anyway, so real estate values in the Asian market were crazy. The craze came to an end when the mortgages started resetting and the values plateaued. Speculation ended and greed turned into fear. Sell, sell, sell. Did you guys ever see that movie Trading Places? There's Eddie Murphy and remember that last scene, the most classic scene where they were buying and selling. They were buying the orange juice futures and stuff. It was buy, 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 and sell, 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 sell. All in a period. And that's how quickly our market turned. It was almost as quick as that movie in Trading Places. Okay, so major markets in the player toppled by the failed model, including Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. So we now own Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, and we also now own stakes in major institutions, major banks. That's what the part of the $700 billion bailout is, to shore up the banks that need shoring up. I think somebody's trying to get in, and I'm waiting for my next speaker to come. So right now there's unprecedented opportunities. Chase just bought Washington Mutual at pennies on the dollar. Do you think Chase is crying? They just picked up a huge, one of the most prime, at their peak just a year or two ago, a prime, biggest asset banks, savings and loans in the entire world. And Chase walked in and picked it up for pennies on a dollar. All their assets, all their branches, almost free. You think Bank of America's crying when they bought out Countrywide? Who else did they buy out? They just bought out Wachovia, right? Merrill Lynch. Okay.
Wells bought out.
Yeah, Wells bought out Wachovia. Okay. So, what did these guys know that we should learn from? What did they not do? Chase did not invest in subprime loans. Wells Fargo did not invest in subprime loans. They were very conservative during this boom raise up time. B of A just was a Goliath and just bought up Countrywide at pennies on the dollar. And guess what? When you bought up Countrywide, that means that you bought up all the loans and you bought up all the assets that are tied to it. So Bank of America all of a sudden became huge. So let's take a market. Here's a typical market. Kind of like the stock market. And then, when's the time to buy? Yeah, I'm not making fun, but people never buy one this year because there's fear. Why would you want to buy stocks right now? Why would you want to buy real estate when it's 50 cents on the dollar? Okay? The problem is people don't understand that this is going on like this, and then this happens, and then what happens next? I call my financial planner. It goes back up. The problem is nobody knows how to time the market. Nobody knows how to get to we don't know when the bottom is. So the better plan is to stick with this. Is to not sell here and not to buy here. Okay, everybody was in the real estate market. Everybody was buying when there's a feeding frenzy and the things were going up so fast. And it came to an end in real estate. It came to an end. But it's not over. It's an opportunity to buy. That's when you buy. But don't try to time the market and go, I'll wait till the last bit, because you'll never know when it makes its turn. Okay? Okay, so same thing like this. When should you be buying an SUV? SUV. Right now. In the next 6 months, if you really want a nice car, somebody told me that there was like 7,000 Toyota Tundras sitting down in San Antonio that aren't moving. They're sitting there. Okay, guess what? They're going to start giving them away. Okay? And I'm not saying I can't sell my Sequoia because no one will buy it because no one will give me any money for it. So I'm going to keep it, right? Okay. But so this is when you buy right here, and unfortunately it goes up pretty quick, and you don't want to get caught on the way up if you can avoid it. So the better thing is just to follow a plan and not sell when things are high and buy when sell when things are low. Now, this is what you do. You sell all here, $3, and then you buy here. That's what Warren Buffett's doing right now. Right? Because everybody's fearing. Everybody's scared. Everybody's scared. Okay.